Yes, hi everyone. Good morning. All those people on the chat box. Guru, Vinay ma'am, Lingu, everyone. Please confirm, is the audio video clear? Yes, hi everyone. Is the audio video clear? I'll just check on YouTube as well. First two classes will be live on YouTube also. So just 1 minute. Those people on the chat box, registered students, Soundarya, please confirm if the audio video is all okay. You guys are able to see me. You guys are able to hear me all right? Okay, YouTube seems to be okay. Okay, great. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Uday, Monica, Siddharth, Harshavardhan. Okay, clear. All those who have registered for the class, I would request please to join from the application itself so you guys can chat with me. If you have registered for the class, please join from the BB Virtuals application, not from the YouTube. Join the application, chat with me. I'll start in 1 minute. Good morning, Ram Prasad. Okay. So, let's start. Yes. So, hi everyone, and a warm welcome to our first live lecture for the practice batch. I'll discuss some of the FAQs in between. Okay. Starting with the first question, as always, I want you to write your state, city, from which area you guys are joining. I'm in Pune. I want to know from which city, state you guys are joining in. Although I have interacted with a lot of you on Sunday in the Zoom call, but just for the quick start, to know each other, just tell me which state, city you guys are joining in. I think most of the students are from South, so this is the 100% English batch which is going to run in the morning time. But still, I would like to know. And then we will start. Then we will kick off. Yes, Lingu. Andhra Pradesh. Bangalore. Okay. Bengaluru, sorry. Balance students. We have more than 35 students right now who are sitting on the application. Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. Guru from Bangalore, Karnataka. Hyderabad. Guntur. Chennai. Hi, Harshvardhan. Okay, we have a couple of, many students from Bangalore. Kerala. Yes, we have students from Kerala. Chennai. Kerala, Tamil Nadu. Okay. So, a lot of students from Chennai and Bangalore. Yes. Kerala. So, Kerala, Bangalore and Chennai. Okay. So, welcome all to this session. We are kicking off with our practice batch that is in 100% English. Okay. Now, I know you might be having a couple of queries about how the class will flow. I will tell you that. But we will first start with what we have decided. Okay. So, sir, how the flow will be, what things we are going to be planning, what all notes we have to make. So just understand very quickly, although I have discussed this in the Zoom session, I think some of you might not have joined it. Point number 1, first important point, you have to join the Telegram channel. The link you have received in the mail of the registration. Okay, please join the Telegram channel. It is for our communication, updates about the classes, everything. Point number 2, sir, how the flow will be. See, concepts you have revised, a basic concept revision you have done. Now, first thing that we will be picking in the class is our question bank for that respective chapter. Sir, how the flow of chapters will be. Again, the photo has been posted in the Telegram channel and we'll be starting serially. I will start the, just a minute. I have started the recording also. Although this is on YouTube, but I will upload this on the application. So let's start again. Hi everyone. This is our first class for practice batch. So just understand how the flow of the every lecture will be. First, I will be starting with the question bank. I'm not going to be covering any concepts here. You have done the concepts. Now I will be starting with the question bank and the Q&A. Second point that I will be doing is the new Q&A that I have formed. For every chapter, there are certain areas which may be untested ones, which may be the amendment areas, for from which I have covered a new Q&A. Okay, I have formed this Q&A that I will be discussing. This will be a short test for you. So every chapter will have around 10 questions. You have to solve it, then I will quickly discuss it, right? And then what I will be doing is, from the concept notes, now concept notes you might be having of your own existing faculty, that is fine, or you might be having mine, that is also okay. I will be doing a quick touch up. Quick touch up means just 10-15 minutes I will devote for every chapter, and those areas where I know the mistakes are possible, where I know you might commit an error, I will just quickly point it out. So at the end of 2 hours, 2.5 hours, at the end of every chapter, you know where do you stand, you know where you committed mistakes. So whenever I'm reading out any question, some questions I might give you some time. I will give you some time for some questions. Some questions you have to analyze it like you are sitting in the paper. So the entire practice batch is a question paper for you. Entire 45-50 hours that you are going to be sitting with me, it's a question paper for you. You are going to quickly, while I'm reading, I will give you maybe 4-5 seconds time. You have to quickly solve what things are clicking. You have to quickly solve and scribble down your analysis and your conclusion. And then you have to match what I'm telling. Is it clear? So you don't have to sit like this in front of the laptop. Okay, sir is teaching and okay, I am able to understand. Many people are able to understand, but many people are not able to write. So your focus is on whether you are actually analyzing it correctly or not. Okay, so with this, entire chapter will be closed in every lecture. Approx coverage, 1 chapter per lecture. Some smaller ones, maybe 2 or 3 chapters will be covered, and some bigger ones, like for example ITC, we might spend more than 1 lecture on that. Is it clear? Apart from that, some parts I will be making hand notes wherever required. So this you will get as a printable PDF in your application. Don't worry. Okay. So you can take a print at the end of the batch so that the complete thing is ready in one shot. And yeah, this is all from my side. Okay. This is all from my side. Now I want to start. Let's start with the basic provisions. Now, first thing I want you to have is a point of view of what every chapter serves. See, basically the IDT part is covered into 4 modules, okay? First 3 are GST, chapter number 1 to 24, and then we have customs and FTP. With respect to GST, your first 7-8 chapters, they cover around 30-35 marks in your exam. Now, first 7-8 chapters, every chapter has a purpose. Whenever you analyze any transaction out of these 7-8 chapters, I want you to have a structured thinking. I will be using my terminologies, okay? Feel factor, structured thinking. These are the things that I use in the class. So every transaction that you analyze, you need to have a structured thinking as to what part I'm analyzing. Every chapter will help us with some part of analysis. Okay, so for example, your chapter number 1 supply will help you to understand whether there is a taxable event or not. So whether there is a tax consequence or not. Chapter number 2 charge, it will help me to understand who is going to pay the tax. Obviously composition scheme is there, but the RCM FCM will help me to understand who is going to pay the tax. Now when the payment of tax happens, what will be the nature of supply, for which chapter number 3 place of supply helps us. Chapter number 4 will tell us that maybe all the basic parameters of supply are complied with, but still there will be no tax because it has been exempted under notification number 12/2017. Time of supply will tell us that when do I need to pay my tax to Nirmala Sitharaman Tai. I will say Nirmala Tai, okay, that is Nirmala Sitharaman, that is government, okay. So time of supply will tell me at what period of time I have to pay my taxes. How much do I have to pay? That part is taken care of by valuation. Valuation means valuation into the GST. Valuation we have in course, GST rates we do not have in course. ITC, which makes the GST a value added tax, that is chapter number 7. And sometimes the main part, that is registration, that am I operating at a level where I need to pay my taxes? So the registration sections come. So whenever you are analyzing any transaction, these 7-8 chapters are the fundamental base of GST. Balance chapter number 9 to chapter number 24 are the procedural base. Every law is either substantial or procedural. This is the substantial law, chapter number 1 to 8. Is it clear? Obviously registration has some procedural aspects as well. Now whenever, 2 things you have to focus whenever I'm solving, whenever I'm giving you anything to solve: structured thinking. Please do not jump to the conclusions. Don't get excited. Whenever you see anything, oh, I remember this, let's quickly try to conclude. No, analyze each and every aspect, go with a flow that whether it is a supply, okay, then who is going to pay tax, okay, either just check if it is exempted. So all these things you need to understand and handle this as a professional. Imagine yourself as a tax professional. Don't give conclusions in a haste. Okay, read question carefully. Your most of the problems in IDT will be solved if you read the question carefully. You read the first part. Maybe you think, okay, this is the way, this is the point that I had studied. This is where the question is leading to. No, from first till the last point, till the last note, till understanding what is the requirement of the question, you need to be crystal clear. You need to pay attention what is being asked. First word till the last. So the next time, give 1 minute more for the question. Give 1 minute more for the question. You will understand how the question is to be read. Obviously, I will be also covering that while I read. So pay attention to how I'm covering things. With this, I have devoted 8-10 minutes for the intro. Now I will start. Balance things we will discuss as they come. Okay. So let's start, guys. Let's start. Your test is starting. Okay. This is not a formal batch. This is not the 100 hours batch. It's a test. Let's start. Satyamev printers, diary ready and your pen ready. Okay, come on. Satyamev printers is a printing house registered under GST. It receives an order for printing 5,000 copies of a book on yoga and meditation authored by a well-known yoga guru. The content of the book is to be provided by the yoga guru to Satyamev printers. It is agreed that the printers will use its own paper to print the said books. You are required to determine the rate of GST applicable on supply of printed books by Satyamev printers, assuming that the rate of GST applicable on service is 18% and the rate of GST on supply of goods is 12%. What will be your answer? Tell me. Take 5 seconds. Take 5 seconds for this and write down, scribble it down, what you are going to quote in the exam. Analysis and conclusion you have to scribble, okay? Legal provisions, you don't need to scribble it right now. Just write the analysis and conclusion. Then I will discuss in 5 seconds. Tell me in the chat box. Yes, Darshini, Rohit, Fazil. Let's see. What have you guys written? Now people are writing, okay, supply of service 18%. Ram Prasad, Guru. Others, you have to be active in the chat box, okay? This is not going to be one-way communication. Zainab, very, very good. Now understand, and whenever I take names, please don't feel offended and don't feel flattered, okay? Everyone is here to learn. Now everyone is writing supply of service, supply of service. 18% we will apply. How many of you have written this first as a composite supply? Tell me. Everyone has directly quoted 18% rate as a supply of service. Before that, how many of you have written and analyzed this as a composite supply? This is the first step that you need to quote in the exam. Many people directly quote 18%. No. Your first step is to understand this as a composite supply. Why? Because this involves an element of goods plus services. Now my printer who has printed this book, please understand, he is giving me the printing service, but he is also giving me the paper, the physical book that he is giving, the physical paper, the ink, the binding, the cover, that is a part of element of goods, and also there is a printing service. So this is firstly a composite supply. Sir, what is a composite supply? It's a natural bundle in ordinary course of business. Section number 2, clause 30 of CGST. Then how the taxation will happen? So first you will identify this, next you will identify the nature as a composite supply. As a composite supply, and you will understand the taxation aspect. You will understand next the taxation aspect. Taxation happens as per section number 8 of CGST, where you will understand that composite supply will be treated as the element of principal part of the supply. What is the principal element of the composite supply? The predominant element. And here the predominant element is what? It is service. Why? Because the content is given by the recipient. Content is given by the recipient. So for example, the IDT books, the value of the IDT books is only because of its content that I have given. So I have got the printing service made. This is the feel factor you have to understand. He is not selling me the book. He is printing the book, because the value of the book is only and only when it contains my PDF, my notes. It's not a general paper that I'm purchasing. It's a printed paper on which the content is given by me. So various examples possible are academic books, then your annual reports. So in the question you have to find whether the content is given or not. So here content is given. In paper, if you directly quote it, directly quote 18%, you will not get marks. Slowly you will understand. So this is also to be quoted. Is everyone comfortable with me? Yes, pay attention. So in the part of legal provisions, just the main part. This is not law and audit paper like you have to write the facts of the case. No, just the main part. Composite supply, section 2 clause 30. It is a combination which is in ordinary course of business. It is a bundle in ordinary course of business, for which there is a principal supply. The principal element is the predominant element. Taxation, it will be treated as a supply of principal supply. And in this case, the principal supply is a supply of service. So content is given by the publisher. Final conclusion that this will be considered and taxed as a supply of service, for which we are going to pick the rate of 18%. I hope you are getting it. Okay, so I want you guys to quote the composite supply also. Next question number 2. 5 seconds. Please solve very, very quickly. Give it a quick read and solve, guys. Then I will read. Quick. It's okay if you don't get time to put it on the chat box, but at least write something on the diary, on your register in a rough manner to check whether it's matching my answer or not. Okay. Okay, let's start. This much time you will get. Okay, you have to be very quick. In case of transactions at first 1 and 2 below, determine whether the amount received are liable to GST. Read the question carefully. They are asking whether there will be GST or not. Briefly explain the applicable statutory provisions in support of your conclusion. ABC Limited, a registered bank, recovered check discounting charges of 5250 from a customer C and Co. Now there are two possible interpretations for this particular transaction. The word that I have highlighted, there are two particular interpretations. Either it is a charge of discounting, means either this is a discounting income itself, or maybe this is a charge over and above the discounting. Over and above the discounting means it is related to discounting. Possible interpretations are there. In my opinion, this seems to be the latter part over the former, that these are the charges with respect to discounting. Now we know in the exemptions we have one particular entry which exempts the interest and discount income. So if you consider this as your first possible interpretation, then in that case it will be exempt. But if you consider it as a former, the latter one, that is the charges with respect to discounting, so these are over and above the discounting income, these will be liable to GST. So whatever you state, IC has given both the answers. You also have to state your conclusion, your analysis, and whatever your assumption is very, very clearly. Okay, is it clear? Next, T Limited, a dealer in AC, supplies each unit at a list price of 30,000 per unit. He also has an EMI scheme where the customer can take delivery of the AC on a monthly EMI basis payable in 3 installments. T Limited charges 600 extra for any delay in the payment of the monthly installment, and this was recovered from customer Venkat for delay in the payment of his second installment. Now I am guaranteeing, I bet that many of you don't know this is an example from the ICA material. In chapter number 6, the valuation and exemption, this particular example is there in your material. What will be your analysis? Tell me, is this liable to GST, yes or no? Guys, quickly, is this chargeable to GST, yes or no? Tell me. Zainab says no. Ragul says yes. So everyone has studied the same provision. Still, I'm getting mixed answers. Here the answer is yes. This is going to be liable to GST. This is going to be liable to GST. But sir, that interest and everything is exempt. You just now told interest discount is exempt. Guys, interest is exempt when? When it is with respect to loan, advance or money given. This is not a loan, advance or money given. This is the supplier of the machine, supplier of the AC who is giving you the EMI scheme. Now, if I reverse this transaction, let's say T Limited is selling a AC to me and I have bought this particular AC on a loan basis, but the loan is taken from a third party, let's say Bajaj Finserv. Now, with respect to that EMI, with respect to that interest or any interest with respect to that transaction, the exemption may apply. But here the supplier is giving you, the supplier of the goods is giving you an EMI scheme for which there is a default, for which there is any over and above payment. This is going to be under GST. This is going to be liable to GST. This is ICA material example. I want you to read this carefully and I want you to mark this. So whatever markings you are making, ensure you know that what mistake you committed. Okay? Yes. Late fee also it will be a part. Late fee also will be liable to GST even if they use the word interest tomorrow. Ram Prasad, that will also come under GST. Interest, late fee, both will be under GST. Even if it is written interest, it will come under GST. For interest, you will also apply 15(2)(d), valuation chapter. I know they have used the word late fee. Late fee is anyways under GST normally. I have told you about interest also. So interest will also come under GST due to 15(2)(d). Pay attention to from whom you are taking this EMI scheme. Is it clear? Okay. Question number 3. I will read and please analyze and tell me instantly. Sudama Associates, a registered supplier, disposes the computers owned by the business without consideration and it has not claimed ITC on such computers. Examine whether disposal of computers by Sudama Associate qualifies as deemed supply under schedule number 1 of the CGST Act. Will this disposal be a supply? Will this be covered in the taxable event, everyone? Tell me. Will this be under GST? Do you think this is a supply? No, no, no. Not a supply. No, no, no. Correct. This is not under supply. Now, what was your analysis? Let's see if you were able to do the structured thinking. Conclusion is okay, but let's see the analysis. In the paper, don't get excited. First point you need to note are the basic parameters of supply there. One of the basic parameters of supply is what? Consideration. Now, consideration is missing. When there is no consideration, we move to schedule number 1. We move to schedule number 1. In schedule number 1, there are 4 paragraphs. In schedule number 1, there are 4 paragraphs. With respect to this transaction, maybe we are going to analyze paragraph number 1 because paragraph number 2 is with respect to the related persons and the distinct persons. Paragraph number 3 is with respect to agent and paragraph number 4 is with respect to import. Okay, so paragraph number 1, we know that there are 2 transactions. The business assets are permanently transferred or disposed of, and second condition is that ITC should have been availed. Now the question is very clear that ITC is not availed, hence this is not a supply. So in the paper, before understanding and jumping to schedule number 1, first analyze whether consideration is there or not. I've seen students directly analyzing schedule 1. No, first see there is no consideration. Here the question was kind enough to tell me and refer to schedule number 1. Maybe tomorrow it is not. So first we will see whether the consideration is there or not, and then we can go to the schedule number 1. Correct? You can also quote the section 7 provision. That is also fine. Okay. Now, one point to be noted, everyone. The condition in schedule number 1, paragraph number 1 is ITC should not be claimed. Now you know there are certain assets on which ITC is not allowable as per law. That is 17.5 block credit. Will that be also covered here? Answer is yes. Answer is yes. Sometimes we think that ITC is not claimed means it's a voluntary act. No. It can be a voluntary act. It can be a legal obligation that I am not allowed to claim. Either way, it will not fall under paragraph number 1, schedule number 1. Is this clear? Okay. Question number 4. Mr. Kanjilal Adani is an oil exploration and production contractor registered under GST in the state of Gujarat. He entered into a production sharing contract with the government of Gujarat, where he gets a license to explore, exploit and sell the petroleum, crude, natural gas from the government in the Aliyabad oil field in lieu of royalty and share in the profit petroleum. Okay, royalty, it is going to come under tax. That is a separate thing. The analysis comes with respect to the cost petroleum and profit petroleum. In the month of June, Mr. Kanjilal Adani explored the petroleum reserves at this particular oil field. He got a portion of the petroleum silt that is non-taxable under GST worth 3 lakh as a part of compensation. This petroleum silt is a part of cost petroleum as per the contract entered with the government. Many a times you may feel that, sir, I am not able to understand which part is the cost petroleum and which part is the profit petroleum. Question is going to tell you that. In every question that I have seen in the ICI, they tell you whether this is cost or profit petroleum. You have to examine the taxability of this petroleum sale, that is the cost petroleum. Tell me, is this going to be taxable under GST? Yes or no? Is this going to be taxable under GST? Is cost petroleum under GST? Answer is? Tell me. And along with the reason. Along with the reason. This was clarified as such by the government. No. What is the reason? What is the reason? Very good, Zainab. Zainab, you are giving very good answers. Very well reasoned answers. Very good. So cost petroleum, ultimately the conclusion is no. Why? Because this is a mere cost recovery. This is a mere recovery of the cost. And whatever I did, whatever Mr. Kanjilal Adani did, that was not a service to the government. That he did for himself. That he did for himself. Not as a service to government, and for which that was a mere recovery of cost. Now guys, tell me, if this is a profit petroleum, if it is a share of profit petroleum, is this under GST? And what is the reason? GST applicability also I want you to tell me. For profit petroleum, along with the reason, write out the reason. No. You have written cost petroleum, not a supply. Don't write it. No, don't write in that manner. Please understand. This is a common area of confusion. I am not talking about the sale of petroleum. I know petroleum is outside the scope of GST. We are not talking about that. We are talking about cost petroleum and profit petroleum. This is with respect to the contract cost. This is with respect to the license contract, the production sharing contract that we have entered. This is not about the sale of petrol outside. This is about the license with respect to which I got to explore the oil and gas. Okay? Is this clear? Very good. Correct. Now, profit petroleum, it is a supply. Everything, every parameter of supply is fulfilled. There is a supplier. Who is the supplier? Government. Adani is the recipient. What is the supply? It is the supply of service of giving the license. But it is exempt. So the ultimate conclusion is the same. No GST. But the paths are different. One is not in one, the cost petroleum, there is no supply. It's a mere recovery of cost. But in the profit petroleum, all the parameters are fulfilled, but it will stand exempt. Correct. Correct. Okay. So our conclusions matter, but our path to the conclusion also matters. So with this, you are slowly revising the various concepts. Okay. And the balance concepts I will be picking through the MCQs. Don't worry. So PSC, it's not a supply, not a consideration. There is no element of service. There is nothing that I'm doing for government. I'm doing it for myself, not as a service to government, hence not taxable under GST. Next, Angat Private Limited is engaged in the business of distribution of construction material. As an incentive, the company pays an amount of 75,000 to its employees upon achieving a specified sales target. The incentive is a part of salary of the employee and the tax is deducted at source as per the relevant income tax provision. Angat Private Limited is of the view that GST is not leviable on such incentive. Whether view is correct? What is the question? What my conclusion will be? If I'm not understanding the question, my conclusion will be wrong. The only question and the conclusion line will be whether the view of this Angat Private Limited is correct or not. So the one-liner conclusion that you are going to give is whether the view is correct or not. What will be the analysis? Do you think the view taken by the company stands correct? Tell me. Do you think the view is correct? Okay. What is the reasoning? View is correct, Uday. Guru. Very good. Mala. Very good. Correct. I want you to quote schedule 3. The keyword is schedule 3, paragraph number 1. So this is a part of your salary. Okay, TDS is applicable. Schedule number 3. Schedule number 3 is what? Not a supply. Paragraph number 1. Two conditions. Services given by employee to employer. Services given by employee to employer in the course of employment is not under supply. So correspondingly, whatever salary is given, that is also not under supply. Guys, please pay attention. Salary and incentive, whatever is happening as per the employment contract, per se, it is not covered under schedule number 3. No. But it is with respect to the service given by employee to employer, that is covered under schedule number 3. Two conditions. Service by employee to employer in the course or relation of employment. Two conditions with respect to which salary and incentive is also there. And here comes a very important differentiation between two words that I am going to be using. Gift versus incentive. Gift versus incentive. Incentive is with respect to the employee services and it becomes a part of employment contract. It becomes a part of employment contract. Is it clear? And hence it enjoys the applicability of non-supply schedule number 3, paragraph number 1. But gift, it is over and above your salary. It is over and above your salary. It is not a part of salary contract. Hence it is not a part of schedule number 3. And here we apply then paragraph number 2, schedule number 1. Sir, why paragraph number 2, schedule number 1? The employer is giving a gift to the employee without anything on the part of employee, and employer and employee are related persons. So schedule number 1 will apply. Paragraph number 2, but we enjoy the limit of 50,000 up to 50,000 limit per employee per year. Per employee per year. So pay attention in the exam whether I'm using the word gift or incentive. Gift, if it exceeds 50,000, you have to tax it. You have to apply the GST on it. Correct? Okay. So wherever possible, the related concepts I will be covering. Don't worry. Okay. Like for example, this short concept. So with this over the period of 2 hours, I will be covering a lot of supply concepts also. I'm not just claiming it separately, but while doing the questions, we'll do it. Do not worry. Okay. So my conclusion needs to be in one line. Your conclusion should not cross more than 2 lines. Okay. That the GST is not going to be leviable. The view is correct. The view is correct. You can also write that so that the examiner will start from this, that okay, the student has given the answer correctly. Now he will just see the keywords. Okay. Not in the nature of gift. Schedule 3 is there. You will get the marks. XYZ Consultancy registered in Bangalore supplies technical consultancy services to its clients. It has been providing technical services to BA Limited since past 2 years. The consideration is settled by BA Limited assignment wise. BA Limited paid 37 lakhs to this XYZ consultancy on 10th Jan for XYZ agreeing not to provide similar service to any other business entity in India or abroad for next 8 years. The company is of the view that 37 lakh is not chargeable to tax. You are required, pay attention, you are required to examine whether the view taken by the XYZ is valid under law. Forget the next line for now. Tell me. Do you think the view taken by the XYZ is correct? And what is the reasoning for the same? What provision you are going to cut? Let's see whether we are applying the structured thinking. What provision you will apply? Yes, guys. Sondera says view is not valid. Not valid. Arif. Shruti is saying as per schedule 2. Very good, Ram Prasad. Okay. Now guys, please understand. The conclusion is that the view taken is invalid. How will my answer flow? First of all, understand whether it is a supply or not. Guys, whether it is a supply or not. All those people who are quoting schedule number 2. Schedule number 2 has no role whatsoever in determining whether something is a supply or not. It has a role in determining whether it is a supply of goods or services. See, every schedule has a role to play. Schedule number 1, without consideration it is a supply or not. Schedule number 2, if it is a supply, is it a supply or not? Schedule number 2 is not concerned. It is concerned whether it is goods or services. And schedule number 3, something which is not under supply. So all those who have quoted schedule 2 here, you can quote it for determining it as a nature of service. You cannot quote it to use it as a supply. Examiner will mark it wrong. Okay. So the view is invalid. It is a supply. What is a supply? Non-compete. Agreeing to not do something is also part of supply. And whether it is a supply of goods or services, it is a supply of services for which you can quote schedule number 2. Agreeing not to do something for which there is a separate agreement, that is also one of the conditions, and separately consideration being there, that is also one of the conditions. Consideration part is there, agreement is clearly there. I am agreeing not to give the supply of services. Now, please pay attention. Further, they have mentioned, it may be noted that the BA Limited is not ready to pay any further amount to the consultancy in addition to the amount already agreed. Can you try to tell me what could be the possible implication of this line? Question has not asked it directly, but they have mentioned this line. What could be the possible implication with respect to this line? That the recipient says that the BA Limited says that I am not going to give you anything else. Tell me. Question has not asked anything about this line, but I want you to think what could be the implication. Because tomorrow the question may be tweaked. Something may be asked. Okay, more answers. Think. What could be the possible implication of writing this line? Tomorrow, what question can be asked on this particular line? It is stating that the BA Limited says, I am not going to pay you anything. Very good, Mala. No, not about time of supply, guys. This can possibly lead to an implication of determining the GST amount, that 37 lakhs will be considered as inclusive of GST. So if 18%, now the company was of the view that there is no GST, hence it did not charge any GST. So tomorrow when Nirmala Tai says that no, you have to pay, 37 lakh will be under reverse calculation. So GST amount can be asked. And I know many people will do 37 lakh into 18%. No, divide by 118. Because the company is not, the BA Limited is not going to pay me anything. Okay. So, service of agreeing to obligation to refrain is specifically a supply, and it is a supply of service as per schedule number 2. Question number 7. Moksha Bhumi Industries has its manufacturing unit in the state of Maharashtra. It stores the finished goods manufactured by it at a depot located in Gujarat. The depot is owned by Punya Bhumi, a related person of Moksha Bhumi. Punya Bhumi has not charged any consideration from Moksha Bhumi for this usage. Whether storage qualifies as supply? I think this is a fairly simple question. Directly they have given it's a related person. No consideration. Okay. Schedule number 1. Okay. Schedule number 1, paragraph number 2, related person. It is a supply. Okay. So, can I quickly revise one short concept with you? I want to quickly revise distinct person concept with you. So, there is no error in the exam. See, distinct person is going to come by two cases. This we use where? Paragraph number 2, schedule number 1. No consideration, that is deemed supply. It comes by two cases, section number 25(4) and section number 25 subsection 5. 25(4), the focus is on each unit is registered. Each unit is registered. Now this registered units can be in one state, can be in more than one state, I don't care. Can be in one state, can be in more than one state, I don't care. So for example, in Maharashtra, my Pune unit is registered and my Maharashtra unit also stands registered. Both are distinct persons. Tomorrow, if one unit is in Mumbai, I will make this Mumbai. So in Maharashtra, I have taken two registrations. Both are distinct persons as per 25(4). Paragraph number 2 will apply. Schedule number 1. Tomorrow, let's say in Mumbai, I have taken a registration. Another registration is in Delhi. Both are registered. 25(4) will apply. Is this clear? This is 25(4). 25(5) is a similar concept. The only term we are going to be using is establishment of distinct person rather than stating distinct persons. Establishment of distinct persons. Now here just understand one thing. There is one particular state. In that state, I have a registered unit, let's say Mumbai. In Mumbai, I have a GST. Okay. Now, there is one more state. So this with respect to Maharashtra was there, and let's say there is a new state, let's say Kerala. In Kerala, the unit is not registered. Why not registered? Maybe it is dealing in non-taxable supplies. Maybe it is dealing in alcoholic liquor for human consumption or rectified spirit, I don't care. Anything other than taxable supply, so it is not registered, let's say. Now in this case, this unit and this unit will be treated as establishments of distinct persons. 25(5). So in 25(5), there is an element of more than one state. More than one state will be involved. 25(4) does not care. It can be one state or more than one state. 25(5) necessarily it is more than one state. If both are registered in both states, 25(4). One is registered, one is not registered, more than one state, 25(5). See, apply logic now. Here there are two GST holders. This is a separate GST and this is a separate GST. So obviously there are two people in the eyes of GST law. Okay, and here these are the establishments of distinct persons under 25 subsection 5. This is just a small brief revision of your distinct person concept. Let's move ahead. SLS, drop shareholding. An approved intermediary has entered into agreement with certain securities to be lent to Dhan Bank under SLS scheme. The Dhan Bank shall pay specified lending fee. Explain the taxability. Now everyone knows the securities lending scheme is under a GST. Everyone knows what is the line that you are going to quote. Why SLS is under GST? Why lending fees are under GST? Can you try to quote me that line? What would you quote in the exam, guys? Tell me. Tell me what you are going to quote in the exam. Why SLS is under GST? Because conclusion everyone knows. Anyone who has seen a decent revision will know. But tell me why, what is the reason you are going to quote? Okay, more answers please. What is the reason? What is the line that you are going to quote? Why SLS is under GST? More answers please. No, everyone knows, okay, it's a supply of service. Why? Why it is a supply of service? I want you to quote the line. The point that you are going to put in the analysis part for which you are going to get the marks. Guys, more answers. Very good, Darshini. No, I feel people you're feeling blank. I'm not getting more answers. Everyone said quickly that okay, this is not this is under GST, lending scheme under GST. But there is a specific line that you guys are missing out in the answers. When you say that, sir, I'm quoting everything in IDT, I'm not getting marks. Your lines are not coming from the keywords, guys. Correct. Only 4 or 5 answers. Not good. Pay attention, everyone. You will quote that disposal of securities is not under GST because securities are neither goods nor services. But securities lending scheme does not involve disposal. It does not involve disposal, but rather it involves lending service for which separate consideration is being charged, that is in the form of fee. Hence, this is going to be under GST. Whatever portions are covered by circulars and clarifications, the exact language needs to be there. One liner conclusion will get you 1 mark or maximum 1.5 out of 4. You will lose the balance marks. Read this line. Read this line. SLS is the lending and borrowing of securities. Securities are not covered neither in goods nor services. Transaction in securities which involve disposal is not a supply. Disposal is not a supply, but SLS is lending. Lending is not disposal. Hence, it will not be excluded from service. Beyond that, if you are able to link it, who is going to pay the GST? RCM is going to apply on securities lending scheme. Beyond that, is there going to be any GST on the intermediary fees? Answer is yes. That is clear. That doesn't need any clarification per se. But lending fees, RCM is going to apply. Slowly, please start interlinking. This is not your first class. Practice batch is the first class, but not for IDT. So you need to do the interlinking part as well. Is it clear, everyone? Lingu, you're talking about priority sector lending certificate. You're not talking about SLS. Please don't get confused. SLS is separate thing. Priority sector is a separate thing. Question number 10, I want you to try and attempt. Guys, is this clear, everyone? SLS is clear. Please put a thumbs up. All okay till this point? Please put a thumbs up to me. All the 40-50 people who are sitting right now in front of me, I want a thumbs up. See, my energy, I'm not able to see your faces. So my energy will be when I see the messages. Okay? So I will be asking for your chat box participation. And something with more energy. Huh? You have to keep me charged. Okay? Okay. Yes, it's good. Okay. And don't worry, see, you're going to be committing a lot of mistakes. This is a very simple chapter. Your main learnings are going to come in RCM, FCM, ITC. So sit with that, what do I say, Josh, that we say energy. Okay? See, question number 10, do it. Question number 10, try to solve, guys. Okay, let's see. Mohandas International entered into a transaction for import of goods from vendor located in Italy. Due to financial issues, Mohandas was not in a situation to clear upon the payment of import duty. Mohandas sold the goods to Radhakrishan Export House by endorsement of the title as goods when the goods were in high seas. The agreement further provided that Mohandas International shall purchase back the goods in future from Radhakrishan Export House. Discuss the taxability of transactions involved under the GST law. The first hint that the question is trying to tell you is, please understand small meaning of word this letter S. How many transactions are there in GST, guys? How many transactions in this particular case and for GST? First is they are talking about the high sea sale. Second, they are talking about the purchase back transaction. How many of you thought only about this? Tell me honestly. You might have missed the second part. Marks will be deducted. Purchase back transaction. Purchase back transaction. First case, high sea sale. Is this a supply? Not a supply. Why? Schedule number 3. High sea sale is not a supply. Schedule number 3. Purchase back will be a supply. All basic parameters of supply will be fulfilled. It is a supply of goods. Consideration is there. Yes. And basic taxable event. Yes, it is a supply. So you have to talk about the purchase back transaction also. With respect to the import of goods, what is the final event after which the goods become part of the landmass of India? Clearing the goods by paying the import duty. Clearing the goods by paying the import duty. Now, many students may have this query, sir, what about the import clearance? This Radhakrishan Export House, he is going to clear the goods. He is going to file the bill of entry for home consumption. At that point, he will pay the IGST to the government of India. That also you can quote if you want. Okay, is this clear? So carefully analyze what are the transactions being covered. So the purchase back transaction is a normal domestic transaction in India. Okay, question number 11. Quickly. Question number 11. Quickly try to tell me what transactions are involved. What will be the GST implications? Take 30 seconds. Yes. Tell me, what is your analysis? How many transactions were you able to analyze? Let's see. Mr. Happy has a huge residential property located at a prime location in Mumbai, Maharashtra. He has let out the first and second floor to Mr. Peace for residential purposes in April. Mr. Peace surrenders his tenancy rights to Serene for a tenancy premium of 10 lakh. Mr. Serene has also paid the applicable stamp duty and the registration charges on transfer of the rights. Moreover, Mr. Serene agreed to pay a monthly rent of 1 lakh to Mr. Happy, that is unregistered under GST, from June. Determine the taxability of transactions involved. What is happening here? There is a landlord, Mr. Happy. He has rented this to Mr. Peace. Peace is selling the tenancy rights to Serene. Serene is going to come and stay, right? Tenancy right means he is going to come and stay. And then Serene will start paying GST to Mr. Happy, rent to Mr. Happy. This is your transaction number 1, but they are not asking about this. There might have been some transaction here, but they are not asking about this. they are focused on this particular case where the tenancy premium, the tenancy rights are being transferred. 2 points that need to be quoted with respect to the tenancy rights. Point number 1, it is squarely covered under the supply of services as per schedule number 2. You are giving right with respect to the immutable property. It is a supply of service. It is a supply of service. Second point I need you to quote in the exam is stamp duty and registration charges are paid, but it does not impact the transaction's nature. It will still be covered under supply of service. Hence, the tenancy premium will be under GST as a supply of service rate will apply. Now they have also mentioned that rent will be paid. This rent may be exempt under GST. Why I am saying maybe? Because I would be needing certain more understanding of the clarification, understanding of the transaction, that whether this particular rent is for actual residential purpose. Serene they have mentioned only as Mr. Serene. I don't know whether he's unregistered. Sir, if he's registered, maybe he can fall under the sole proprietorship condition. This entire chart I will be covering while exemptions. Okay, don't worry. There are 2-3 compilations that we will be covering. Rent will be one of them. Don't worry. But we will just quote that mostly, yes, this rent will fall under exemption. This tenancy rights, tenancy premium will be under GST. Now many people ask, but sir, the rent, if it is exempt, then tenancy premium is also exempt. Guys, that would have applied with respect to this tenancy premium that Peace would have paid to Mr. Happy. But they are not asking about it. They are not asking about this. They are asking about when the tenant is actually selling to another person. So that is going to be under GST. Had they asked for this tenancy premium right, the tenancy rights from the original landlord to Mr. Peace, yes, it is possible that that tenancy premium would have been exempt if the rent would have been exempt. You know na, that if the rent by tenant to the owner is exempt, then the tenancy premium is also exempt. I hope this is clear. So they have also mentioned Mr. Happy is unregistered. Guys, it does not matter. This stands irrelevant. The status of supplier when we analyze the rental transaction is completely irrelevant. You can ignore this. Owner does not matter. Owner's registration status does not matter. So please pay attention. It will be a supply. It will be under supply of GST. Okay. Now this is the basic with respect to the service of with respect to immutable property. Will this be a supply of service? Yes. As per schedule number 2, any lease, license to occupy land is under supply of service. In this case, there are stamp duty and registration charges. So what? Merely because those are charged, it doesn't change the nature. It would not preclude them from the supply of service. It won't be under. It won't preclude them from the GST. There will be GST. Thus, consideration will attract GST. This small note is with respect to the monthly rent because they have not asked that exhaustively and we don't have the information exhaustively. This is based on certain assumptions. Main conclusion, the tenancy premium is under GST. Question number 12. Chandragupta Maurya is an artist who makes contemporary paintings. He is registered in the state of Kolkata. Chandragupta Maurya appoints Dhruv Kumar to auction his painting in Maharashtra. Dhruv arranges for the auction, identifies the potential bidder. The highest bid is accepted and painting is sold to the highest bidder. The invoice for the supply is issued by Dhruv Kumar on behalf of Chandragupta Maurya but in his own name, and painting is delivered to the successful bidder. Examine whether Dhruv can be considered as an agent of Chandragupta Maurya under paragraph number 3, schedule number 1. Quickly tell me, will Dhruv Kumar be considered as an agent under paragraph number 3, schedule number 1? I'm waiting. Everyone is saying yes? Anyone saying no? Please read the question carefully. Guru says no. Ram Prasad says yes. Upendra says yes. So there are people who are saying no also. Guys, Guru, whenever there is any question, first of all, do you know auctioneer is an agent? Auctioneer is an agent. Okay. Whenever there is any question of the agent, I'm going to completely ignore the question. I'm just going to see one small little thing. Invoice in whose name? You have to apply the invoice test. If invoice is in the name of the agent, So basically there are three parties. There is a principal, there is an agent, and there is a consumer. If this particular invoice test is passed, means the invoice is in the name of agent. So this is a supply. There will be output GST liability here. To set off, he will be needing an ITC. So this particular transaction will be a supply even without consideration. That is what's said as invoice test for the purpose of paragraph number 3, schedule number 1. What have they written in the question? Only thing I need to pay attention to is this part. The invoice is issued by Dhruv Kumar on behalf of Chandragupta Maurya, but in his own name. So invoice test is passed. Correspondingly, this is going to be a supply under paragraph number 3, schedule number 1. Without consideration, it will be under GST. Please do not learn the name of agent. There are some people who learn that this is a consignment agent, this is a commission agent. You don't have to learn the name of the agent. You have to see the information in the question whether the invoice test is passed or not. And here it is passed. Is it clear? Got it? So this is without consideration. That's why I came to schedule number 1. Then I applied the invoice test. That is the only thing I need to pay attention to. And yes, note that auctioneer is an agent. Exempt supply and zero rated supplies, you know they are different things. Exempt supply is characterized under section 2 clause 47. And under 2 clause 47 there are 3 things. Nil rated supplies, non-taxable supplies, and the notification 12/2017 exempt supplies. Non-taxable, there are further 3. So sir, why zero rated supply are not covered under exempt supply? Exempt supplies 2 clause 47, zero rated is section 16 IGST. The primary difference is for zero rated supplies I get my ITC. For exempt supplies I don't get my ITC. Is this clear? Another differential point, for zero rated supply I need registration under GST because I want to claim the refund. For exempt supply I don't need registration. Section 23, if my entire supply is exempt, I don't need registration. 23 and 22, basically the 22 says that only taxable supply you need the registration. So these are some differences that you need to go through. Documentation, for exempt you need bill of supply. Zero rated, normal tax invoice is issued for export. Another thing, small quick revision. How many elements are there in a zero rated supply of service? 2 elements. First is the actual export. Second, supply to SEZ developers and SEZ units. If you write this much, it is wrong. There further word should be there for authorized operations. This authorized operation word comes from the SEZ Act. You need to write it completely. Okay? If you get an examiner like me, I will not give you marks. This completely changes the game practically. Okay? Question number 14, tell me, is this a supply? Very, very quickly. 30 seconds. Yes. Are you able to spot the information required? Questions might be big. You need to be selective in terms of after reading what is the relevant information. Rudraksh Kapoor, owner of the Rudraksh Publishing House, Ghaziabad, UP, donated some money to Divya Prakash Charitable Trust in the memory of his late father. The charitable trust constructed a room in the school run from such donation and wrote, donated by Rudraksh Kapoor in the memory of his father. On the door of the room, examine whether money donated is leviable under GST. First is the analysis part. What is the provision that you are going to write? What is the provision that you are going to write? 3 points. Exact 3 points I want in the answer. Exact 3 points I want in your answer. Point number 1. The nature of the donation Is this in the nature of gift or pure donation? This is the first condition. Second, you are making this to whom? It should be made to a charitable organization. It should be made to a charitable organization. And third, the element should be philanthropy. The element should be philanthropy. This philanthropy word I need in the answer. Okay? Philanthropy means no element of promotion, no mention of business, no advertisement. No advertisement. Now pay attention again. Donated by Rudraksh Kapoor in the memory of his father. Are they mentioning anything about my business? No. So this is not a supply. Now students sometimes ask, sir, do we need to quote the entire provisions of supply for section number 7.1a? No, you're not going to quote. That might be the perfect answer, but we cannot attempt 100 marks if we try to quote everything like that. So we will be focusing on these three terms, and then you will be analyzing that in this case there is no mention of the business. Hence this money, this is a pure money donation in the nature of gift or donation. It is not under supply. I'm not getting anything in return. But in the second case, if they are mentioning donation by Rudraksh Publishing House, now it will be under supply. The third element has been defeated because you are mentioning my publishing house. This is an advertisement. This is an advertisement that I'm getting. Three conditions. See, ICI answer also gives three conditions. Okay, done. Okay. Make your answer very structured. First part you give conclusion, then you write like this, that if written dash dash dash, then what is my answer? So you have to make the task of examiner easy. Don't put him into hassle. Okay. Next, Sharma Carriers is a GTA engaged in transportation of goods by road. As per the general practice, Sharma also provides intermediary and ancillary services like loading, unloading, packing, transport, temporary warehousing. Okay. With reference to the provisions of GST, analyze whether such services are to be treated as a part of GTA service, being composite or mixed supply. Before talking about this, I want you to answer my simple question, everyone. Just a small little question for you. I want you to write in your diary, in your register, what is the meaning of GTA? What is the meaning of GTA and how many conditions are there for some party to be a GTA? Tell me. What is the meaning of GTA? How many conditions? There are two conditions. Exact two conditions you need to quote. Point number 1. Service with respect to transportation of goods. Second, issue of consignment note. Sir, what if in the paper I write service of transportation of goods? It is wrong. Why? There is a difference between writing service with respect to and service of. Why? Because service of transportation of goods means only the transportation service. But service with respect to transportation of goods means the transport service plus ancillary services that is being talked about in this question. So the ancillary services are a part of GTA service only. And when they are the part of the GTA service, it becomes a natural bundle under composite supply. And what will be the principal supply? Because taxation will happen as per the principal supply. The principal element of supply here is the transportation service. But what if the ancillary services are billed separately? If I am myself as a GTA billing it separately, not putting it as a natural bundle, then it will be taxed separately. Both the points you need to state. Clear? Is this okay? Both points you need to state, and please pay attention. This is something you need to quote very carefully in the exam, okay? The legal answer should be correct. Composite and mixed, they have given a brief explanation. What is the meaning? Because we are going to use it. They are asking whether it is a composite or mixed supply. So if separate services and billed separately, then it will be analyzed separately. Otherwise, it is a composite supply. I want you to understand and analyze question number 16 on your own. The rates I'm giving here, and I will try to show you the entire part. Do it. Mrs. Kajal is a registered supplier from Rajasthan. She is making these supplies, 5 transactions. Quickly. Quickly. $30 more, guys. Quick. Improve your speed. Done? Everyone, can I start? Okay, let's start the discussion. Mrs. Kajal, a registered supplier, has made the following supplies in the month of January. There are 5 transactions. There are rates given. Examine each of the above supply for the month of January and determine the GST rate applicable. Now, right now, you may have the excuse that, sir, I was not able to see the complete question and I have not received the question bank, so I could not read the exact requirement. But I am stressing upon this point. I don't want your valuation in the answer. Some people are giving the valuation. I don't want it. I wanted the rate. So in the exam, there will be a table. Most of the answers, wherever table is possible, I want you to put it a table. No other presentation hack for IDT. Wherever tables are possible, make it. Now this are transaction wise question. I can make clear tables by writing the transaction and whatever the rate is given, I will quote the rate. Sir, should we give the note alongside the transaction or should we give it below? My personal suggestion would be to give alongside the transaction, because otherwise then you again have to think about the note. So give it instantly below the transaction, not in a very detailed language, just the main part. Let's start the discussion. Mrs. Kajal, registered supplier, okay. The basic question reading, registered Rajasthan, okay. January is the tax period. Supply of laptop along with a laptop bag to a customer of Mumbai for 55,000 exclusive of GST. Now I went to buy a laptop. The customer went for a laptop and he bought a laptop bag, not a laptop bag along with a laptop, right? Means what is the principal element? The customer has bought a laptop and then he bought it along with the laptop bag. So the principal element will be laptop rate. Okay, the principal element will be of the laptop 18%. Valuation, I don't care. Supply of 10,000 kits amounting to 5 lakh to Ram Fancy Store in Kota. Each kit consists of 1 hair oil, 1 beauty soap and 1 hair comb. amounting to means consideration is there. I don't need to think about any schedule number 1. Consideration is clearly there. Hair supply, beauty soap and hair comb. This doesn't seem to be any natural bundle. So this is not a composite supply, it's a mixed supply. Hair oil, beauty soap and hair comb. Highest rate is 28%. I will apply 28% rate. Why? Because the mixed supply is taxed in what manner? As it is treated as a supply of the highest rate tax element. Section number 8. 100 kits are given as a free gift to Jaipur customer on the occasion of Kajal ma'am's birthday. Oh, so this is owner's birthday. So we have given free gift to all the customers unrelated. Each consists of a hair oil and a beauty soap. The cost is 35. ITC has not been taken on the goods contained in the kit. Sir, this is a mixed supply. Sir, we will apply the higher rate of the hair oil and beauty soap. No. Before applying the rate, check whether it is a supply. Check now whether it is a supply or not. First, free gift. Structured thinking. Free gift. Free means no consideration. No consideration means check for schedule number 1. Okay. Schedule number 1, paragraph number 1, is it applicable? No sir, ITC is not taken. Okay. Paragraph number 2, is it applicable? No sir, all are unrelated. Paragraph number 3 is for agent. Paragraph number 4 is for import. Nothing is applicable. Event management provided free of cost to her brother, wholly dependent on her for his son's marriage function in Indore. Cost of providing the service is 80,000. Sir, again free of cost. Yes, correct. Apply schedule number 1. In schedule number 1, you will apply paragraph number 1. Is there any element of paragraph number 1? No, sir. It is primarily for goods where ITC is taken. Paragraph number 2. Sir, is this possible that it's a related person? Yes. It's a part of family. What is a part of family? Spouse and children, always a part of family. Parents, grandparents, brother, sister. Parents, grandparents, brother, sister. If wholly or mainly dependent. So the brother is wholly dependent. Part of supply. Schedule number 1 hits. The rate will apply with respect to the event management services. One query comes. That sir, but this is not for business. No, it's a personal function. Son's marriage. Guys, you have to analyze from the supplier. Only exception is in the import of service where the business condition does not apply. Section 7. But in general, the supplier point of view, you have to analyze whether it's a business or not. Let's say tomorrow I have an event manager. Now I am giving this service for any wedding. Now for them it's personal, but for me it might be business, no? So don't bring the business angle here. Next, 1400 chair, 100 coolers hideout to function garden, Ajmer for 330 exclusive of GST, including the cost of transporting the chair and cooler from Godown to Jaipur, at Jaipur to the function garden, Ajmer. Since Mrs. Kajal is not a GTA, the transportation service is exempt. Now here also there are two possible analytical points. First analysis manner is the simple one that IC has also given the answer in that form, that it is a mere natural bundle composite supply. It is a mere natural bundle and it is a composite supply where the principal element is what? Hiring out service. So we will apply the hiring out rate. Said and done. Second element is the second part of analysis, alternative point of view, is very, very technical. It is a very technical point of view. Okay. What does this say? That if you analyze the definition of section number 2 clause 30, the word they have used is two or more taxable supply. Let's see. In the definitions for section 2 clause 30, they have used the word two or more taxable supplies. That composite means supply by taxable person to a recipient of two or more taxable supplies. But in the current question, one is taxable and one is exempt, the GTA part. So maybe the composite supply word does not apply. That is an alternate point of view. But what I would do, we would stick to this particular point of view only. This is just given as a note in your ICM material. Hence I am clarifying that possible line of thinking is also plausible. Okay. Clear? So your learning is what? Before analyzing the valuation, before talking about the rate of supply, first see whether it is a supply or not. If parameter of consideration is missing, then you go to schedule number 1. Okay. So How the presentation will happen? Just the main transaction and a quick note. I would prefer you write it alongside the transaction only. Sir, if you don't get the lines for the horizontal thing, at least vertical lines you have to maintain. I will be showing you one of the rank holder copies also, don't worry. And we will be analyzing some answer sheets probably on a weekend. Okay. This is just for the structure understanding. This is not something that I need the discussion. We will be focusing almost 80-90% in the class. Balance, we will be just telling you the important portion. So there is one line that will help you understand what is the meaning of composite supply. They're talking about renting of excavator and manpower. The line is, excavators are invariably hired out with operator, and excavator operators are supplied only when the excavator is hired out. This is a composite supply, natural bundle. The excavator will be given with the operator will be with the excavator, but the principal element is excavator. This is the machine that is used for that soil digging and everything. So that is the main element, right? For that there is no law, there is only feel factor. You have to just understand. Soil testing and everything, that is a separate thing. It will be taxed separately. Basic table will be made, particulars, value and GST. Okay. You might not make these two tables separately. You can give this here only, the GST payable, rate, and then you can show the calculation. But always a table needs to be maintained. Question number 1. Quickly, question number 1. What is happening here? A company is paying someone to not join a alternative organization. Surprisingly, everyone seems to be correct here. Good. Many people commit a mistake that this is what? This is a part of the employment. Schedule number 3, paragraph number 1. No. Schedule 3, paragraph number will not apply. This is not in the course of employment. The course of employment is once I start the job, whatever I will do for the employer, that is a course of employment. This is something that is not with respect to course of employment. This is just something that is being paid for not joining another company. Apart from this employment, I am giving you a separate supply of service that I will not join a competitive organization for you. So this is a non-compete, refraining from doing an act. Okay. Question 2 I will be doing in a separate manner by new MCQs. I just want a quick opinion. I am giving you a short break. So at around 9 I will give you a short 8 minutes approx break. I just want a quick review from you. Do you feel a bit more confident in terms of how to read a question and how to analyze a question? Although supply chapter does not involve so many points, more points are you are going to feel in the charge and exemption, ITC, theory module, customs valuation. Those points are where more learning happens. But do you feel there is some improvement in terms of understanding how to read, understanding what to write in the analysis? Tell me. And obviously the main part is yet pending, that is the new Q&A we will be solving. But just a quick review. Just a quick review. Everything is okay till this point? Yes, correct. Okay. Confident. See, we are trying to achieve two things. Whatever we have claimed in the original introduction video, everything we are going to deliver. You will feel confident. 15-20 marks we are trying to get the differential for those who have attempted September 25 exam. And this is just a start. Correct. Good. Presentation wording. Yes. So this is just a start. I'm guaranteeing you, just sit with me live. And in 20 days, on 30th November, you will give me a message that, sir, we didn't think of IDT like this before. Whatever I have written here, this is not a tagline. This is my effort and we will make you say that. Okay. So we will just take a short 8 minutes break. 8 minutes approx break. And then we will see the new Q&A. Then I will do the touch up of supply. Some areas I have put in for touch up, for which there is no separate question, but I want you to analyze certain points. Clear? And then whatever you feel that, okay, these are the parts where I feel improvement, just quickly go through it at home, maybe another 30 minutes, 20 minutes, your supply will be closed for good. Let's take a short break, guys. Thank you for the feedback. Let's take a short break. Yes, I'm back. Everyone, are you guys here? Madhuvanti. Madhuvanti, it's fine. Achha, not Madhuvanti. Arif. Arif, it's okay. Slowly you will pick up the pace. One of the elements of this batch is also that you will pick up pace slowly. Okay? You will quickly understand what we need to focus upon, what answers we need to write. So slowly you will pick up the pace. Okay. Everyone back? Now the next element we'll be picking up on is the new Q&A that I have formed for your practice batch. So your time target will be approx 12 to 15 seconds per question. 12 to 15 seconds per question. Be ready, quickly solve, write the answer MCQ, and then we'll discuss. I will be showing you the screen now. Guys, are you back? Samir is here. Balance students, please come quickly. Okay. Can I show you the screen? Guys. Okay, okay. People are here. Okay. So your time starts. Your time starts now. Come on. Quickly, quickly, start. No need to write on the chat box. Do it on your in your register because I will be going down. I will be showing the next question. Okay? Quick. No need to put it on chat box. All are not MCQs. Some are one liner, one short answer. Shruti, now you have to focus on the next. Please try to maintain the pace. Last two till 11. Quick. Done? Please state whosoever has done. We will slowly improve the speed. Today I have given comparatively more time than what I intended originally. Just tell me, can I start the discussion? Okay. Come on. Let's start. Chapter number 1, supply. Valimbe Traders has two units in Delhi. One is PPOB and another is APOB. Transfer of stock free of cost by PPOB to APOB is not a supply. Always pay attention whether the statement is in a positive manner or it is a negative manner. Question sometimes will write is a supply or not a supply. Here mistake happens. They are stating it is not a supply. Is this correct? Answer is absolutely yes. It is true. Why? So there are two units in the same state, distinct person. Guys, PPOB and APOB means single registration. PPOB, APOB terms are associated when there is a single registration. One is my principal place, one is my additional place. This term does not mean it's a separate registration. It is not a separate registration and it's a one state case. So it is not a 25-5 case. 25-4 also not applicable. 25-5 is also not applicable. Answer is true. Next. Who amongst the following cannot be, not can, cannot be an agriculturist legally? Do you know what is the meaning of agriculturist? Any individual or any HUF who are involved in the cultivation of land, either personal supervision, family supervision, or families involved, okay, or they are themselves involved, or there is a labor, but again supervision of themselves or family. Individual and HUF. So company and LLP are not allowed here. I have told you, please select all the appropriate options. So answer was C and D. Answer was what? C and D. Denatured extra. What is the answer you have quoted for question 3? How many of you written true? How many of you mentioned true? That yes sir, this was an amendment, we know what you are testing. Tell me. Question number 3, how many of you mentioned true? Yeah, Samir has mentioned true. More people. It's absolutely fine. I don't care you're right or wrong. This batch is not about judging you. This is about learning. Yes, everyone has mentioned true. Very good, Zainab. Very good, Krishnan. Very good. Balance everyone wrong. Sir, this is an amendment. Guys, undenatured extra neutral alcohol is outside the scope of GST. Sir, but we had learned ENA. No. You cannot learn just ENA. Undenatured extra neutral alcohol that is used for alcoholic liquor for human consumption production. This is denatured. This is used for industrial application. This is false. Industrial application, it is denatured. So you have to pay attention to the words used. ICI has started playing with these things. Okay? So we'll not let ICI play with us. Noni took IDT practice batch from Siddhesh Valimbe. We'll keep names a bit funny, okay? We'll try to relax. We don't have to keep it very formal. So Noni took IDT batch from Siddhesh Valimbe. Consideration 3,000. Amount was paid by Noni's friend Monu because Noni's account didn't have sufficient balance. Noni will reimburse Monu later when his stipend is credited. He will get 3,000 stipend, okay? So, who is the recipient of the teaching service? Who is the recipient? Recipient definition, section 2, clause 93. You have to analyze whether consideration is there or not. If consideration is there, see person who is liable to pay the consideration. If consideration is not there, focus on the beneficiary, means to whom the goods are delivered, to whom the services are being rendered. So answer will be Noni. If Monu has made a promise to Noni that Noni, please take class from Mr. Valimbe, he teaches very well. I will pay the amount. I will, on my word, I will pay the amount. So then liability is on Monu. Then Monu will be the answer. But if consideration wouldn't have been there, and if it had become a supply, who would be the recipient? Then again Noni, but the reason would be something else. He is the beneficiary to whom the services are being rendered. Question number 5. Raju's Alto met with an accident. He filed a claim with ICICI General Insurance. As per the contract, the company deducted 35,000 value of salvage from claim amount, which was finally disbursed. The insurance company is liable to pay GST on? Answer is D. Why? Guys, tell me one thing. If the company is deducting something, that is the salvage value, it means it in simple words interpretation is what? That company is not buying. Company is not buying that salvage from me or that Raju. Not buying from Raju. It is retained with Raju. So how come the company will have any liability with respect to that salvage? If tomorrow it is not deducting, means it is buying it from Raju and then it is disposing it off, then the company will pay GST on it. Answer is D. Clarification it was there. 6th, correct alternative with respect to the nature of supply and liability with respect to the priority sector lending certificate. RBI clarified this as goods. Transaction happens on eKuber portal and it is always under IGST interstate. And let me tell you, it is also under reverse charge mechanism, chapter number 2 it hits. So it is goods, inter and RCM. Answer is D. Come on, question number 7. XYZ insures its factory premises for 10 CR. The total premium is 20 lakhs. Okay. To spread the risk, the insurance is provided under co-insurance. Co-insurance means two people are going under the insurance contract. One is a lead insurer, one is a co-insurer. Lead is covering 60% ABC, DF is covering 40%. ABC collects the entire premium from XYZ and pays the GST of 18% on the full premium. Then transfers the 40% premium to DF representing the co-insurer's share of risk and premium. Tell me the answer. How much GST is applicable in this transaction quickly? How much is the GST applicable? Guys, quickly. How much is the GST applicable here? Answer is? No, that I got it, Krishnan. But what is the GST total? See, I have to understand question. What is the GST? How much GST? 360, absolutely correct. The activity of apportionment, that is this 8 lakhs is not a supply. Paragraph number 9. But I also want you to analyze and pay attention to the condition. The condition for this not being a supply is this, that GST should be paid on the complete 20 lakhs. Sir, what if tomorrow the client XYZ Limited pays the 20 lakhs separately to both the people, like 60% and 40%, then both will pay respective GST on their own shares. Clear? Question number 8, I want you to answer. Tell me what answer you have quoted. For question number 8, I want to see. Tell me. For question number 8, what are the 3 answers that you have mentioned? What is happening here? ABC Insurance has issued a marine insurance policy for which premium of 18 lakhs was collected. Now it decides to reinsure a part of the risk with XYZ Reinsurance. Gross reinsurance premium is 5 lakhs, ceding commission is 1 lakh. So it is paying net 4 lakh to the reinsurance company after deducting the 1 lakh ceding commission. XYZ, that is the reinsurance, has to pay GST on 5 lakh or 4 lakh. 5 lakh or 4 lakh? Answer is 5 lakh. Gross insurance. Analyze who is the supplier and recipient with respect to the ceding commission and who is going to pay GST on it. No, Krishnan, answer is 5 lakh. With respect to ceding commission, tell me who is the supplier and who is the recipient, guys. The supplier is the original company ABC. Because understand, ceding commission is deducted from the premium. Deduction from outflow is an inflow. Deduction from outflow is an inflow. So that is an income for ABC. ABC is the supplier and recipient is this XYZ. But who will pay GST? No one. This is not a supply. Paragraph number 10. This is not a supply. Paragraph number 10. Schedule number 1. Schedule number 3, sorry. Now total GST involved in the entire case. Can you try to tell me? Ignore the nature of transaction. Tell me how much total GST is involved. The total GST is 18 lakhs into 18%. 18 lakhs into 18% plus 5 lakh into 18%. 5 lakh into 18%. So 18 lakhs, that is the original transaction, 324 and 5 lakh into 18%. Many people are quoting 90,000. Again, guys, you are not reading the question. They are asking in the entire case. Why are you quoting only about this? What about this part? Correct, Harshvardhan. Just give 1 more minute to understand what the question is demanding. Sir, what is the core difference between co-insurance and reinsurance? Co-insurance, 2 people went into transaction together. Reinsurance, I went into the transaction, then later on I involved another party. So the reinsurance premium is also taxable. But ceding commission is not a supply. Okay. You know na ceding commission? See, this is a client. This is the original insurance company ABC. And this is a new insurance. That is the reinsurance company. We'll write RE co. Reinsurance company. This paid the original premium. This is under GST. There is no doubt about it. Now ABC is getting the reinsurance done. It will transfer the risk. For that, premium will be transferred. Out of which there will be a ceding commission here. This ceding commission, guys, This seeding commission is going outside the supply. This premium is very well under GST 5 lakh. This GST very well under GST. The GST will be applicable. So 2 transactions under GST. Please don't commit a mistake. Samsung manufacturer sells washing machines with a 2-year warranty. During the warranty period, a customer approaches Khanna Appliances, that was a distributor, for replacement of a defective machine. Khanna replaces from its own stock without charging the customer. Without charging means no consideration. No consideration means no GST, because schedule number 1 will also not apply. Later on, Samsung replenishes the Khanna Appliances stock by sending a new machine free of cost under a delivery challan. So this is a case of replenishment. 4 cases are possible under warranty. Only in one case the GST is applicable, when the tax invoice is issued. This is not a tax invoice case. It is a replenishment case. So, will Khanna pay GST on the replenishment? No, sir. Will Samsung pay GST on the replenishment machine? No. Neither Khanna Appliances nor Samsung are liable to pay GST, and no ITC reversal. This is absolutely correct. Sir, why the point of ITC reversal? ITC reversal happens when my ITC was taken but my output supply is exempt. Here that is not a case. Samsung replenishment transaction is not an exempt supply. It is a part of business only. So there is no need of any reversal. All those who are saying D, there is no part of any reversal of ITC required. It is clarified in the notification also, in the notes I have given. Please don't commit a mistake. Question number 10. A Limited sells AC with 1-year warranty. During a warranty, compressor fails. The customer is offered a new compressor free of cost, but installation charges are recovered from customer. Very simple. If something is free of cost, it is not going to be under GST. Why? Consideration is not there. Schedule 1 is not applicable. But labor charges are being charged. So consideration is there. There will be a GST element on it. No GST, no. GST only on 2000. Yes, it is absolutely correct. Additional consideration. In the exam hall, if you are 100% confident about the option, you can skip the other reading of the options. It may end up confusing you. Here there is no ITC reversal, nothing. I charge something, I will pay GST on it. Question 11. What have you mentioned? I want to see. Tell me. Question 11. How many of you have answered this and how many of you have answered it correctly? I want to see. Tell me, guys. What is the answer to question number 11? How many were not able to understand the question itself? There is no ICI question on this topic, hence I formed it. So tell me. People are saying C, A. Abhinandan is saying B. Someone is saying D. Okay, so officially we have a good question. Good question means when all the answers are given. So A, B, C, D, I have received the answer. Anyone else? Very good. Mala is very honest. Sir, I didn't understand the question. Okay. Let's try to understand. Okay, let's decode. Akash Kandoi sir sells goods to Shubham Keswani sir. AK sells the goods to SK through BB sir, who is an agent, who also guaranteed the payment to Akash. Do you understand what type of agent is this? BB sir is not normal agent, he is a DCA. Oh, so we learn DCA, we don't know the meaning of DCA. That is now how it will work for your MCQs. DCA is an agent with a guarantee to the supplier. So BB sir is a Del Credere agent. BB sir is a Del Credere agent. Now, Keswani defaults on payment. Don't tell it to Shubham sir, okay? Keswani defaults on payment. Invoice was issued in Akash name. So invoice test has failed. Invoice test has failed. The directly supply has been done by Akash to SK. Now tell me, is this DCA a part of paragraph number 3, schedule number 1? No, sir. Invoice test has failed. Now, what would be the correct treatment with respect to interest on loan by BB sir to Keswani? Sir, why this loan? DCA is guaranteeing the payment to Akash. So, this will be in the form of loan to Keswani. Keswani sir has defaulted. So, BB sir is going to give a loan. This will be kind of a loan to Keswani because BB sir will make payment to Akash because he's a DCA. You have to understand the meaning of the del creditor agent, guys. Now, this particular transaction that is of supply of this loan, the loan has been given to SK on which interest will be applicable. Now, what about this interest? Will this be a part of any valuation or it will be taxed or considered separately? It is an independent transaction. It has been clarified. The word used is it is an independent supply. And as you know, with respect to the loan transaction, the interest stands exempt. Interest discount is exempt. Answer is B. Sir, will it will be a part of valuation of goods of supply by Akash to Keswani? No. Supply is by Akash. BB sir is a separate person. Will it be a part of value of goods supply by BB sir to Keswani? There is no supply happening. Invoice test has failed. So answer is B. This was just to confuse you. Please read the question again and tell me, is it clear? Did you learn something new for this? Tell me, is this clear? Please confirm. Okay. This question is nowhere in your ICM material. This is in this PDF. Every day after the class, chapter wise. So for example, today we have done chapter 1. I will be uploading this PDF in your application in the PDF folder. Don't take a print yet. Once we are covered in the next 20 days at the end of 30th November. Okay. So at the end of the November, when we cover the classes, entire PDF will be ready. You take a print at that time. No. These are new questions, guys. These are new questions that I am framing in the class for your class. And I will be picking those areas where the ICI has not tested you yet. Okay. So these were the new questions. Now our class is not yet done. Our class is not yet done. I want to now focus upon the touch-up. Touch-up means everything is said and done, ready, but still I want to cover some points with you. The basic parameters of supply. Please pay attention. Just 2-3 points I will be touching upon. The basic parameters of supply. Whenever there is a taxable event, 3 parameters you have to pay attention to. Number 1, it should be a goods or services case. Number 2, there should be a consideration. And number 3, there should be an element in the course or furtherance of business. There are 2 exceptions here with respect to consideration. There is an exception, schedule number 1. And here there is an exception 7(1)(b). That is import of service. Only here in import of service, only in this case you have to see the business element from the point of view of recipient. Otherwise everywhere you see the supplier point of view. So all these conditions need to be analyzed before you start talking about valuation, before you start talking about time of supply and everything. Certain points to be noted from the definition, guys. Consideration, I don't care who is making. If I am a supplier and let's say Mala is taking the class, I don't care Mala is paying, Mala's family is paying, Mala's friend is paying. I need consideration for my supply. Who is paying will be analysis relevant for the recipient point of view, not for the consideration definition. Okay, so that is one thing. Exempt supply I've already told you, and the non-taxable supply. We have 3 non-taxable supplies in our GST today, and all are with respect to the goods, nothing with respect to services. First, the 5 petroleum products. Second, alcoholic liquor for human consumption. And third, rectified spirit or undenatured. Now, I hope you will never forget this. Undenatured alcohol. This rectified spirit is undenatured alcohol that is used for alcoholic liquor for human consumption. If it is the industrial application that is denatured, it is a part of GST. Because alcoholic liquor for human consumption is outside GST, its raw material is outside the scope of GST. What is the element? What is the reason for outside the GST? Alcoholic liquor, this is not a part of the GST definition itself. The GST definition in the Article 366, from there only it has been eliminated. And balance this, it is eliminated from the definition of charge. The charging section, section number 9. Family I have covered. Goods, just pay attention. All actionable claims are goods. All actionable claims are goods. All the goods except specified actionable claims are outside the scope of supply. First, you take everyone and put them into goods. Next step, from the schedule number 3, you put them outside the scope of supply except specified actionable claims. Specified actionable claims, High Court block. High Court block. Horse race, lottery, online money gaming, betting, casino and gambling. So, specified actionable claim goods, specified actionable claims are in the nature of goods, not services. India goes till 200 nautical miles, that is okay. Recipient, I have told you, if consideration is there, please focus on who is liable to pay, not who is paying, who is liable to pay. If consideration is not there, see who is the recipient of the benefit, who is getting the goods, who is getting the services. Delhi, Puducherry, Jammu, Kashmir, you will be applying SGST. They are considered as states. Technically, they are UTs, but they are considered as states. Import, export, I will be covering in chapter 3. NTOR, I will be covering. Another 2 important points, please pay attention. Online gaming. Online gaming is OIDAR. Online money gaming is specified actionable claim. It is goods. There is a difference. There is a difference. Service, goods. Okay. Certain touch up from the main chapter of supply. In the warranty case, only in one case where the distributor replaces the goods using in own stock or from purchasing from a third party, and he's charging the manufacturer. So distributor is charging the manufacturer by issuing a tax invoice. There will be an element of GST. Otherwise, nowhere there is an element of GST and nowhere ITC reversal has to happen. Okay. Many people don't cover this part. ITC reversal part is equally important. ITC reversal, this is with respect to the credit note. Otherwise, no ITC reversal will happen. Please read the circular properly. If any query, I will tell you how the queries will be resolved. Give me some time. This is done. This is done. Derivative, future and forward contracts. One thing you need to pay attention in the question, whether there is a net settlement or there is a delivery of the commodity. If there is involves a proper delivery, it would be considered as a supply of goods. If it involves net settlement, it will retain the nature of security. Security are neither goods nor services, hence no GST. Obviously, if delivery is of any security involved, then it will not be under GST. But if it's some commodity, it will be a supply of goods. SL is done. Cash call is easy. I think this one is done. Okay, very important. Schedule number 1, paragraph number 3. Schedule number 1, paragraph number 3 that we deal with respect to the agent. It only and only talks about the goods case. So if there is an agent who is not a sole agent, so I'm not applying paragraph number 2. I'm applying paragraph number 3. Only a normal agent. There is a principle. Then if it is a case of service, I need to have consideration present. Without consideration, it cannot be a supply, because paragraph 3 is only and only with respect to the goods. Invoice test is only and only with respect to the goods. Okay. Now, related persons, a lot of you have read this, but there are some points to be noted, everyone. In related person definition that we use in our paragraph number 2, schedule number 1, please pay attention. One of the part written is, such persons are legally recognized partners in the business. So one example is partnership firm or LLP. But when I'm saying business, it can also involve JV. So people involved in JV, they are also legally recognized partners only. Partners doesn't necessarily have to be a partnership firm or an LLP. This part was tested in your IBS. Okay. Next, one person's is directly or indirectly owning, controlling or holding minimum 25% of the voting stock of both of them. Now yesterday or day before yesterday I had asked this in the Telegram group that A Limited is holding 53% in B Limited. Not B, 53, we'll take more than 25 but not 50, let's say 36% in B Limited. And I had asked whether these are related persons. Many of you stated yes, because we have applied 25% in mind. No, the 25% thing applies when A is holding in B and C more than equal to 25%, let's say 26 and 29. Here now B and C are related. That 25% condition applies here, not in this case. Here we have to apply the control condition. Control is not defined separately in the GST, so we will apply the more than 50% basic condition, or maybe the question states specifically that A Limited is having a say in the decisions or something. That is something to be focused upon. So don't just learn the percentages, understand the percentage use also. Sole agent, that you know, sole agent, sole distributor are also related person. 25.4 I have done. Mold dies, I will be covering one special IDT short for that, don't worry. Perquisites I have covered, agent DC I have covered. Import of services, very important, needs to have a structured thinking, guys, pay attention. Import of services for consideration. Consideration is there. Close your mind from the point of view of schedule number 1 now. Since consideration is there, schedule 1 will not apply. Just apply 7.1b where we say that business condition is irrelevant. So if I am importing a service for consideration, I may be getting it done for my home, not for my office, not for my business, but maybe for my home conditioning or some architect service I am taking for reconditioning of my home. It will be under GST. RCM will apply. Supply will apply. Without consideration, okay. Then you remove 7.1b because 7.1b requires consideration. Now you think of schedule number 1, paragraph number 4, where 2 more conditions are tested. Condition number 1, you are importing from whom? You are importing from a related person or someone of your own establishment. Second condition, it should be in the course of business. Then you make it a supply. If any of these 2 conditions fail, not a supply. So in the paper, don't jump to this conclusion. First see whether it is a consideration or not consideration case. This one I have covered. Tenancy premium I wanted to cover. PSLC I have covered. Okay. With respect to this clarification that comes for liquidated damages, compensation, there is one golden line I need you to quote. Like for example, in the liquidated damages, there is a golden line you need to quote that it is not a consideration for tolerating, but it is for not tolerating. So let's say me and Mala have entered into a contract where there is a liquidated damages clause that if one of them breaches, then that party has to pay 1 lakh rupees to other person. Let's say I breached it and I had to pay 1 lakh to Mala. Is that part of GST? No. Why? It is not a consideration for tolerating, but it is for not tolerating. English is very subtle and very important. Mala is not accepting that 1 lakh because she is tolerating me not complying with the contract. The 1 lakh intention, the intention of the clause of liquidated damages is because we don't want to tolerate the breach. It is not for tolerating, it is for not tolerating. This needs to be there in your answer and notes. Okay, the intention of us entering into contract was to get the contract performed. I didn't want to earn 1 lakh from Mala. Mala didn't want to earn 1 lakh from me. It is a mere flow of money. It happened. It was not a intention of the contract. Something like we study no claim bonus, insurance contracts. Okay, one recent amendment, penal charges charged by banks, NBFCs, these are also to discourage the person from committing breach. So not for tolerating, but for not tolerating, no GST on such charges. You can learn the table. Apart from that, in the nature of the tour travel industry and passenger transport, forfeiture of amount of the advances, property purchase, those are specific examples where GST is applicable. This is somewhere a bit subjective. Hence, we have to stick to the ICI material where the GST is applicable and where the GST is not applicable. I will see if from the fast track batch I had made a small table. I will just post that table in your handwritten notes only. Okay, so I will give you that table. It's just a tick and a cross in front of every item, but yes, you also have to go through it on your own. Insurance we have done. This is okay. For this circular, this is important circular of the movement of goods. I will be covering a question later on in the chapter of ITC. Composite I have told you for printing industry. Food supply, it is okay. This I had tested in the Telegram MCQs also. Nothing else from my side for this chapter. Nothing else from my side. This is done. Supply and definitions basic. Although definitions a lot more have to be covered, but they will be covered along with the relevant time of the chapter. Now guys, I want you to understand where you committed mistakes. What areas you felt that, okay, this was not my strong suit today. This clarification I didn't completely, I was not able to answer it correctly. You give 30-35 minutes. You read those areas from supply chapter and you get it done. Any query, you have been added to a Telegram group, right? You have joined for our practice batch Telegram group. If not, the link is there in your mail of registration. Please join it. Post your queries. I will answer those. Those are obviously my priority. All the classes groups, I will be answering all the questions myself. And with this, get your supply done, dusted today. So 10th November, your chapter 1 is completely done. Tomorrow, we will be doing it with charge. So RCM, FCM exemption, you have to cover with me. We just invested 2 hours today. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining live. It's my sincere recommendation. 2 things. First, please join live with me. Regardless of how much disciplined you are going to fall behind in the recorded mode. Samir, the flow will be exactly like your ICISM. Exactly like your ICISM. Although in the Telegram group, I had shown the photo of the last class schedule. So people have posted that. You can refer that also. But supply, charge, place of supply, exemption, exactly like your ICM material. And second recommendation, many people might not be knowing in the South region that we have an English batch dedicated for you guys. So if you feel that this can be a value addition, just let your friends know. Okay? Because Hindi English batch, we have a lot of students. You guys are also growing in this batch. So just let your friends know. They can watch the demo and they can decide. Any query, they can reach out to me. So with this, I mark the end for today's class. Thank you very much for joining live. Have a great day. Tomorrow we'll meet at 7:30. Bye-bye everyone. Bye-bye. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.